episode of Spilling Tequila. I am your host, Ariana Cantor. We back, motherfuckers. That's why I started this. To spill all the fucking tea. Welcome back to another episode of Spilling Tequila. I'm your host, Ariana Cantor. Boom, boom. We back. Guess who's back? Back again. Ari's back. Tell all your fucking friends. Guess who's back? Okay, like literally, no need to worry. Not only do I talk about my intrusive, sincere thoughts on this podcast, I rap Eminem. Why? Because I fucking can. And I will. And I just did. So, how is everyone? Great. I can't hear you. I'm doing great too. I have been going through a lot of drastic life changes in the best way possible lately. And it's so crazy to think that there was a point in time of my life where I thought I couldn't change my life. I was kind of just thrown whatever cards I was dealt, and I couldn't change the way that I played the game. But news fucking flash, you always can change the way the game is played. I've been thinking about it a lot, so I figured why not talk about how dramatic it is to think that you can't change your own life. That's fucking drama. That's so dramatic, and it's more common than not. I was in that boat. I was in that boat for a very, very long time. I would say for most of my life. I thought life is what it fucking is, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then I sat there and I felt sorry for myself about it. Even for the most simple things in life. But I don't think that way anymore. So let's dive the fuck into it. So a past version of me that thought I could not change anything in my life, that other people could, but I was born into this world where there is millions, billions of fucking people. I don't even know how many people are in this world, but I know there is quite a few. And I thought I was the exception for making a change in my life. And all of these people around me that were making these changes were like these superhumans, these special humans that were born. And they were given the gift of making a change. And I simply was not one of them. But the most ridiculous and dramatic, let's get back to why it's dramatic part of it all, is that I wasn't trying to make a change. I was simply saying that I couldn't make a change, refusing to try because I thought it was impossible, but I never even tried. How do you know if something is impossible if you never tried it? That's a great fucking question. It's giving weak little bitch. It's giving victim card. It's giving insecure. Like, come on. I mean, this fell in every category of my life at one point. I was not working out and I didn't like my body. But like, you're not doing anything to change it, but I did not like my body. This applied to work. I thought that it was impossible for me to do anything more than the first job I had. Maybe not the first, but still, like the fucking first. And even when it comes to friendships, relationships, I've definitely had friendships that ran their course or they were outgrown, and I would complain about my friends versus setting boundaries, changing the dynamic, maybe not being friends with those people anymore. I've stayed in relationships too long, complaining that I was unhappy, complaining about my partner, this person that I'm supposed to love and have all this fucking romance with and this most special connection, this one person in the fucking world, and I'm complaining about them to other people when I can just make a goddamn change, make everyone's life better, including mine, most importantly, making my life better. I would say probably in my early 20s, and this is probably common for a lot of people. I don't know. Let me know if you've had an experience like this, but in my early 20s, I took a course. I went back to school to take a course, and I did not think that I could change the direction of my career path with this course until I got a job in the field after taking it. And this was probably when I was 22, 23 years old. And when it happened, it felt so surreal. Once I got a job in this new field after I was bartending for years in my early 20s and 19, early 20s. I always just like to set the age for everything that I talk about because your 20s are fucking crazy. We'll talk about that in another episode, but like every year of your 20s, you learn so much. So like, I feel like people can relate in that sense. But yeah, so in my early 20s, I took a course and I changed my career path. I built so much fucking confidence from that. And yeah, it was happiness in doing something that I wanted to do, but it was so much more than that because I showed myself that if I wanted to do something, I didn't have to be the person that just talked about it and felt it was impossible, or maybe never even talked about it, but wanted it in my heart and never went after it. I could be the person that goes after it. That was the first time I did it. I did it quite a few more times in my 20s, and each time was significant. It was much different than, like, I was aiming higher and higher, and I kept fucking achieving it. That showed me so much. And I don't, honestly, as I'm telling people this, I don't know if someone expressed it to me, I would have ever known unless I gave it a try. So if someone really hasn't made a change in their life and they're listening to this, or they feel like they want to make a change, I don't think my words will change your life like that, but hopefully they will encourage you to go and seek out the change you want to make. Now, it always comes back to society on this podcast because I have so many bones to pick with the society that we live in, because who the fuck is writing these rules that majority of the people are following? Really would like to have a word with that person, people, organization, whatever the fuck. Society, that's what it is. I would like to have a word with the society. Can you schedule a meeting, please? That would be great. Thanks. Because society does not tell us that we can do whatever the fuck we want to do in our lives. And then we have all these desires built up inside of us and we feel incapable of doing them. And we sit on the sideline of other people's lives that are doing things similar to that we want to do. And we watch them, we cheer them on. Maybe we're jealous as fuck and we don't cheer them on, and we secretly hate them and we talk shit. And all we want to be doing is living our truth, but we don't think we're capable of it. I have felt this way. At times, I still get subconscious thoughts that pop on in that I need to sit there and like rewire and be like, you need to leave my mind because I can do this. Like, why would we doubt ourselves? I slowly am trying to become the person that if I'm going to take a risk on anyone, if I'm going to believe in anyone, that person's going to be me. Why am I going to believe in someone that I can't control, nor do I want to, than myself? At least I can make the choices in my life. Why would I believe in someone else more than me? I'm betting on myself every single fucking time. And I have to view it that way because growing up, I did not feel that way. I felt incapable of anything. I would bitch. And now that I am on the other side of at least trying to make the change and not really give in to these thoughts of doubting myself, I am constantly surrounded by people still that don't believe in themselves. And I get it. I'm not hating on these people. I'm not talking shit on them, even though I should be, because some of these people are close to me in my life and I fucking love them, because I get it. Change can be the scariest thing in your life. Society has made us feel like, okay, we need to go work that 9-to-5 job that we fucking hate. Otherwise, we can't pay our bills. Our life is fucking on hold for the time being, and we're worthless. we have to stay in this relationship we're unhappy in to be accepted. I talked about that enough in other episodes, so I'm not even going to dive into that. We have to stay in these friendships where we don't align and everything is so negative and toxic because something must be wrong with ourselves. It can't be the other people. We can't change that. We can't change it. We got to just stay in these fucking friendships. And it applies to everything. It applies to our bodies, our mind, our career, our hobbies. Do we even have fucking hobbies? Do we think, because now that we are adults, are we even allowed to start hobbies if we didn't start them when we were younger? Because that's another common thing that I see often. So many people that are even under the age of 30, I'm under the age of 30 for now, one more month, they miss their time in this life, that there is no shot that they can make any change in their life because their life has ran its course. If they wanted to make a change, it should have been in high school or college or in their early 20s. Now they're too old for it. And I used to be affected by that thought. Like, I used to think, fuck, I wish I would have done something that interested me when I was still in high school, when I was in college, when I was in my early 20s, because now I will look so strange for doing it. There's no time in your life that you're not going to look strange for doing it. Because I remember in high school, college time, when Instagram first came out, I wanted to post on it so much. There was something in me that wanted to post. But I would think to myself, if I don't have all these fucking followers, why would I post? Now, years later, I'm going after it. Like, I'm trying to build something on social media, build a brand, and I'm posting. And it felt strange at first. Now I don't give a fuck because it's something that really lights me up and something that, like, I'm drawn to. But there was never a time in my life where it wasn't strange to do it. You just have to be willing to take that risk on yourself and say, fuck what people think, because this change is for me and I feel drawn to do it. Like, something that I think about all of the time is that we have our own desires for a reason. It's dramatic to think that what we want isn't for us, or it can't be for us, and that everyone thinks the same way, because I know I'd never thought in my mind that I wanted to go to school to be a doctor. The thought has never crossed my mind. I love what the doctors are doing. They are an essential in this world. They're doing literally God's work, and I love my doctors. Like, I love all my doctors out there, but I never wanted to be one. That's not something that has ever interested me. And that applies to a lot of things in life. Like, I really wasn't that big into sports when I was younger. I wasn't that athletic, although I was the sports announcer in high school. Funny how that works. Manifestation at its finest. But that wasn't for me. And some people, they have this sensation inside of them that they love basketball. Basketball is their everything. They can't live a day without playing basketball. That's how I feel about creating content, but that's definitely not how I feel about basketball. So why wouldn't I do what I want to do? And why have I ever thought in my life that there was people that naturally were living their fullest life and doing what they wanted to do, but I couldn't be one of them? When I put it that way, it really takes me out of my own head and whatever thoughts or insecurities I've had to think the opposite way. No matter what, when you are going to make a change in your life, when you're going to do something that you feel drawn to do, it's going to be difficult. But I do really think that it's more difficult to not make the change because you're not living your fucking life. You're sitting there and you're being a dramatic little bitch who wants all these things but doesn't know how to get there. And then there causes so many other underlying issues of jealousy and hatred and shit talking people that quite literally are doing something that I admire. They're making a change. And then you make a change, you do something that's scary, and you're being criticized and judged for it by people who are sitting in their lives unhappy. Let's get to the other side. Let's get to the side where we're fucking living our lives and only the real can relate, the people that have taken that scary risk, that have believed in themselves. Let's fucking believe in ourselves. I mean, when I'm having a conversation with someone and they tell me about something that they don't like in their life, something that's bothering them, and I give any type of positive feedback, even if I'm like, I fully understand, and I get the response that I don't understand, when they say, you don't understand, I'm like, actually, I do, motherfucker. You're just being a little dramatic and you don't understand. Honestly, funny how that works. Projection here. Okay, projection in the fucking court. Is that what they say? Projection in the court? I don't know. I never wanted to be a judge either. And there's people that their dream is to go and there's people that their dream is to go and be president and they fucking go after it. What fire is inside of you that you want to go pursue? It can be the most simple thing. It doesn't have to be some big dramatic thing either. Dramatic. It's dramatic when you don't do it. But it doesn't have to be some big thing. It can be the most simple thing. And the scary part is you don't know how to get there. You don't know how to get there. You don't know how to make the change, but you're feeling drawn to it. And when you don't know how to do something, you might risk looking stupid. I guess that's a fear. Yeah, that's totally not a guess. That's totally a fear. You're going to not know how to do something, so you're going to look stupid. And you're going to feel like, I can't do this. And then you do it a few times. You start to get the rhythm and you start to get the hang of it. Because that's literally how life goes. You try something, you either like it or don't like it. You're never good at it initially. Maybe some people are. But you're not good at it. And it's not that you're not good at it. I hate even saying that. You have to learn it. You have to learn it to see if you even like it and want to continue it and if it still interests you. And by you taking that risk, you're opening so many doors, because if you don't like something, you still went to try to make that change. So more than likely you're going to go and try something else. Settling is for the weak. Settling is, it's like, I don't know. When I was saying earlier about, I'm kind of all over the place in this episode, but that's okay. I'm just kind of letting the thoughts come in on this topic and I am dishing them out. This is clearly not a scripted episode, but it's from the heart. It's heartfelt and it's genuine and it's how I feel. And now you're listening to it and you're liking it. You're loving it. Like, I'm so fucking crazy, but we love it. We love crazy. Crazy is exciting. You don't want to listen to a boring podcast, so I can't deliver that. But earlier I mentioned how there is this narrative. There's this narrative that if you don't do these certain things by the time you're 30, you're too old for it after. I felt that before. I felt that way. But when I sit back and I actually put that into a different perspective in my mind, I could live until I'm 90 years old. I could live until I'm 100. So you're telling me when I am 30, that's the cutoff time. I've missed my chance to have any kind of excitement in my life or seek out any of my desires and try new things. And I still have, if I'm living till 100, I still have 70 years left on this planet. So double how many years I already am. I'm 30. So we have 30 again, and then we have an extra 10. We have 70, in case you guys didn't understand where I'm going with this. And in the next 2 rounds of 30 years, I just have to be bored and settled over my dead motherfucking body. And hopefully over your dead body. Because who gives a shit? And I see a lot of times too that people get older and then they realize how dramatic they were for thinking they couldn't do things when they were still so young. And then they try to do them when they're older, which more the power to you. Whenever you fucking go and live your life, go and live it. But like, can we start a little younger for everyone? Can we let go of these timelines? I know women have a ticking clock when it comes to having babies, but that shouldn't control every narrative of everything that happens in life. It just really, really shouldn't. And I feel like it does. I mean, bringing more people into the world is so important. I wouldn't be here if people didn't bring people into this world. So I'm very grateful for that process. But it can't be what stops me from living my life. and it shouldn't be what stops you from living yours. I feel like this episode is like I am taking a stand in the world. I'm having a protest. I'm like, don't be a dramatic little bitch, live your fucking life. And drilling it in people's head like a drill sergeant. Be the change you want to see in this world. You can make a change in your life, and it can start so small and so simple by believing that you want a better body. So you start going to the gym. I really do feel like going to the gym can set such a tone in everywhere in your life. Like when I started working out consistently and taking care of my body, I started doing so many more things in my life and I started feeling so much more capable. So it's a great place to start. But even seeing what other options are out there in life, if you are looking to make a career change in your life, change your career, just start going on LinkedIn, start going on these websites where jobs are out there. See what jobs are out there, and your mind will be blown that there's other options, that you don't have to stay in this company, this position that you are unhappy at, that there are other options out there that are actually eager to hire more people. They might be paying more. They might be a different type of position that's more fun. It might be something that interests you more. If you want to make a career change, it's really fucking possible. No matter what it is, some things are easier than others. If you want to find a career that's more accommodating to your lifestyle, that's an option. And there's many options within it. You go on YouTube, you start looking up stuff. People are happy to share their experience, like me. And once you hear that other people have done it and you start relating to it, it just feels more possible and less dramatic in your life. I really do think that if we can change the perspective, if we can change the way we view things, change our perspectives, and if we can change our perspective, like change the way that we view things, it can be more easy for us to go and do it. Go and make that fucking change. Because if your perspective is that it's too difficult, it's going to be too difficult. But if your perspective is, what are people going to think about me making this change? I'm going to look so dumb. What if it doesn't work out? Your ego is going to like give all of these thoughts flooding in your mind, then that's going to prevent you from it. But if you think in your mind, I've been complaining so much, I sound like a little dramatic bitch, I'm being so dramatic, people are sick and tired of hearing me complain about this, I'm sick and tired of me complaining about this, I just want to do what all the cool kids are doing and fucking make the change so I can shut my dramatic ass up. That right there, you're taking yourself out of the category of trying to fit in and not look stupid, and you're putting yourself in a different category of I'm being dramatic, I'm being annoying, let me figure my shit out. Let me make a fucking change. Guys, I don't know why. I hope you laugh at me too. Like, I'm being so serious about everything I say, but I just laugh at myself sometimes about the way I'm saying it, but like I'm being so serious. Like I'm so heartfelt right now. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm not trying to be funny. This is me being myself. And I just think it's fucking hilarious. So you get the best of both here. You get humor while talking about really serious things that I'm passionate about. I'm laughing at the things I'm passionate about speaking to you. So there's that. I hope that you liked this episode. I hope it did something for someone, that you could relate to it. Maybe if you recently made a change and it was scary and people were viewing you a certain way and you just felt a little annoyed by it, misunderstood by it, you wanted to talk to more people that have done something like that, or you haven't made the change and you really have been wanting to, but you've been scared to talk about it to people because it's really not a common topic that people talk about often. I hope this made you feel a little bit more comfortable to start doing more research on it. Start making that change. Boom. Okay? A little less dramatic. Stop being fucking dramatic and change your goddamn life. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And there's much more of me prepared to be sick of me forever. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. I love you. Thank you so much for listening. We'll do this again soon.